doing that.
We have got to take the country back by taking back the way they take our money from us.
Thus, we have the tragic situation we're considering today: unjust, unconstitutional taxation in our land.
The general complaint at all of the various tax day protests today was that President Obama and those commie Democrats in Congress have raised taxes so much. Since they took over, our taxes have just gone through the roof. We've had all we can stands, and we can't stands no more.
I would like to say a special thank you to the three who did the most to make this possible for all of us to get together. And of course, I'm thinking of Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama.
This income tax system is badly broken, badly corrupted, benefits Washington at our expense.
Okay, so there are two things that happen right around tax day every year. One, people get mad and protest about their taxes getting jacked up to liberty-infringing levels. And two, people who track this stuff tell us in quantitative, factual terms what's actually going on with our level of taxation right now. And this year, the distance between those two things has never been greater. The rain on the tax revolt parade started early with this morning headline from the Associated Press. Quote, Americans paying less taxes this year despite tax day rhetoric. Less taxes? What about the revolt? As the AP notes, quote, Congress cut individuals' federal taxes for this year by about $173 billion shortly after President Barack Obama took office. It is an inconvenient fact for all of the tax day protesters today, but taxes have actually gone down quite a bit under Barack Obama. The nonpartisan Center for Budget and Policy Priorities yesterday said thanks to Obama tax cuts, a family of four in the exact middle of the income spectrum is paying federal income taxes this year at the second lowest rate of any year, all the way back to 1955, which is as far back as the statistics go. In terms of not just income taxes, but all federal taxes, including paying for Social Security and everything, middle-income families are at or near their lowest level in decades. But if you want to still feel angry about it anyway and be mad at Obama over taxes, it's okay. Just emote. Just let it all out. Don't let the facts hold you back. Congressman Kingston, you want to take it from here?
I just talked to a friend of mine who's a liberal, and he says, don't these people realize that 95% of you got a tax cut under the stimulus plan with President Obama? And I'm saying, if you believe that, then you believe the health care bill is going to give you better health care.
Now, I love stuff like this because whether or not 95% of people, as he said, got a tax cut from the stimulus, it isn't a subjective thing. It isn't a matter of opinion. It's not something you can choose to believe or not choose to believe. This is one of those knowable facts. Assuming most of the folks in the crowd there work for a living, 95% of them really did get a tax cut under the stimulus plan. It's a fact. Here's the AP again. Quote, the massive economic recovery package enacted last year included about $300 billion in tax cuts over 10 years. About $232 billion was in cuts for individuals. I understand it might feel good to say that Obama's raising your taxes, and isn't he just some awful commie tax and spend liberal? I know that might feel good to say. I know Congressman Kingston, for example, that it might be fun to tell your liberal friend that he's stupid for believing that stimulus included tax cuts. But for those who are interested in them, there are knowable facts here. The average tax refund is up nearly 10% this year. More than 95% of people did get a tax cut in the stimulus. Taxes went down for almost every single American this past year, largely as a result of 25 separate tax cuts passed by President Obama over the last year. Here they are. All 25 of them. Tax credits if you work, tax credits if you don't work, tax credits if you buy a house, tax credits if you make that house energy efficient, tax credits if you buy a car, tax credits if you buy an electric car. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. I am sure that it feels great to rail against President Obama and Democrats for raising your taxes through the roof this year. You know, it also feels really good to close your eyes and imagine that you can fly. Just think of it, you can